Hey y'all, welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, hey, my name is Kayla, and here we love to talk about all things luxury and high-end makeup and beauty. So today we are going to be testing out the new Huda Beauty Faux Filter Luminous Matte Buildable Coverage Crease Proof Concealer. That is such a mouthful, but I'm going to be applying it, showing you how it applies, as well as doing some comparison swatches to some other concealers that I have in my collection. So if that's something that you're interested in seeing, then just keep watching. Like I said, today we're gonna be testing out the Huda Beauty Faux Filter Luminous Matte Buildable Coverage Crease Proof Concealer. Wow, that's a long name. So I think we're just gonna say the Faux Filter Concealer. It is described as a buildable creamy formula that can flex from medium to full coverage while it visibly brightens and conceals. It's fragrance-free, long-wearing, crease-proof, and made to move with you. It says it's got vitamin E and sweet almond oil. They condition and care for the delicate under eye skin. So I actually went into Sephora, which I'm very glad that I did because the shade range, I mean, it's massive, okay? But usually I am the lightest shade, but I actually ended up picking up the shade Honey 1.7 Beige, which is like the 5th shade in the range. It says it's for fair light skin tones with pink neutral undertones. And typically whenever I go in, well, my Sephora store, because they don't have a lot there, it's not like a very big one or anything. So I typically, if I'm looking for a concealer, I'll go get the Nars concealer in the shade Chantilly because that's like a perfect match for me and try to compare it from there. And this 1.7 was like a perfect match. I was going between that and the shade, I'm looking at it on my phone, Yogurt Drops, and 1.5 Beige, which says it's for fair skin tones with pink undertones. But with it being a full coverage concealer, I didn't want it to be like so stark and so bright. So I ended up on the shade 1.7. So they were kind enough to make me a sample because I have a ton of concealers, y'all, okay? And I didn't want to just go ahead and just buy it and end up not liking it because I'm not a fan of the foundation, the Faux Filter foundation by Huda Beauty. So I was like, let me just test it out first, and then if I like it, I will purchase the full size. So we're gonna test it out here today. So all I have on is my eyeshadow, obviously, and my foundation. I don't have anything under my eyes. I am wearing the Sisley Phyto Blanc Cushion Foundation, not the new one, the old one, because I like that one better. But I don't have anything other than my eye cream under my eyes. So what we're gonna do is I'm going to apply it under one eye using my beauty blender, and then the other eye using this BK Beauty and Angie Hot and Flashy collab, the A506 brush. It's like the most perfect concealer brush that's ever been made. So let's do the beauty blender side first. I just picked up a little bit on my finger, and we're gonna tap it under my eye. I don't want to start out with too much since it does say that it can be full coverage. See, that is not even the lightest shade, which I think is amazing. This is, like I said, the 1.7, and it's like a perfect match for me, which, like, that's amazing. The lightest shade is like basically white, like white. Okay, well that blended out like a freaking dream. That was extremely quick. It's definitely what it says. It's a luminous matte. I'd say straight away, even with that little bit, it provided a medium amount of coverage. It blended so easily and like beautifully. Let me come in a little bit. This is the side with the concealer. And then that's the side without. So it definitely right away provided coverage, and not full, but medium. So let me add a little bit more and see how it builds up. So I just added those like 2 little dots, and we're gonna build it up in that area because that is where I have the most darkness under my eyes. It built up very, very easily that took like 2 seconds. And I would say that now, let me know what you think, but now it's pretty much full coverage and it just looks very natural under my eyes so far. It's not cakey, it's not like greasy looking, but it's also not like a flat matte. It still has that luminosity to it. Okay, well, applying with a beauty blender is absolutely a win. So let's apply it to this side with that BK Beauty A506 brush. So I tapped on about the same amount that we started with, but I'm thinking, but we'll see, that with a brush, we maybe won't have to add that second layer. Yeah, so like I said, right away, applying it with this brush, which I mean is par for the course, obviously, because you're not picking up and absorbing as much product, but right away with this brush, you're getting that full-on coverage. Y'all, that blended out so easily, but I don't have to add that second layer because like I said, it didn't absorb, a brush isn't gonna absorb product like a beauty blender does. So therefore you're getting immediately that medium leaning full coverage. Y'all, that blended out like a freaking dream. Oh my God. I think that the shade match is perfect. And if you come in close on both sides, there's no, like even still on this side, and I mean, it's had a few minutes to set down. This is the beauty blender side. There's no like creasing or caking. It just looks very, very natural while providing great, great coverage. Okay, so I finished up my makeup. I am blown away by this concealer. I just set it with the tiniest little bit of the Westman Atelier Vital Press Skincare Powder. I think that's what it's called, in the translucent shade. But I wanna go ahead and show you some comparison swatches before we wrap this up. So on the top, we have the Huda Beauty in Honey 1.7. It's a lot pinkier than I thought as compared to my other concealers, but I feel like it almost provided like a brightening slash color correcting effect under my eyes. It's beautiful, it still works. The next is the Nars Radiant Creamy Concealer in the shade Chantilly. Then we have the Kosas Revealer Concealer in the shade 0.5, which is the lightest shade. And next is my beloved Tom Ford shade and Illuminate Concealer in the shade 0N0 Blanc. Then last but certainly not least, we have the Rare Beauty Concealer in the shade 130N. So these have been on my hand for a while now, so it's probably not gonna pick up on camera, but the Huda definitely is the most matte out of all of them, but it still looks very, very luminous. And I'm really interested because it's so much pinkier than the other ones, but I feel like it still works for me. And I think because it's so full coverage, if I would have gotten, or if I were to pick up one of the lighter shades, it would just look too stark. Whereas these other concealers, they're not as full on coverage as this one. So I guess maybe that's why they work. But here they are again. So from the top to the bottom is the Huda Beauty in Honey 1.7, Nars Radiant Creamy Concealer in Chantilly, the Kosas Revealer Concealer in 0.5, the Tom Ford shade in Illuminate in 0N0 Blanc, and then the Rare Beauty in 130N. And all of these work for me. So overall, I am very, very impressed with the Huda Beauty Concealer. And I'm gonna try it for a couple more days, but like I said, I had a sample, but I probably, if it wears well, I probably will end up picking it up because so far I really, really like it. And I am shocked because I'm not typically a Huda Beauty complexion product fan, but this is really nice. So let me know in the comment section down below if you've picked this concealer up. If so, what are your thoughts on it? And as always, if you like this video, please be sure to hit that like button. And if you like my content, please hit that subscribe button. I'd love to have you as part of our little fam here on YouTube. And if you're not following me over on Instagram, it's at beautybykaylak. I'd love to see you over there too. Thank y'all so much for watching, and I'll see y'all in my next video. Bye!